Hey everybody, welcome back to In Bed with a Millennial. I'm the Millennial Bay, and this is my bed, and it's Masturbation May! And if you don't know, it's like one of my favorite months. So let's get into it. Today I want to talk about starting to masturbate because, contrary to popular belief, not everybody masturbates. So we should have this conversation to one, normalize it, but two, give you some guidance in case you don't already masturbate and you're like, I would like to start. I want to help you so that way it's a fun, pleasurable journey and not an overwhelming experience that you kind of feel like, never mind, I don't want to do it, you know? So let's do that. Where do you start when you've never masturbated before, but you want to give it a try? You start with getting comfortable with your body. And that can be a little tricky depending on the relationship you have with your body because we live in a society that tells us a lot of crappy things about our bodies, but all those crappy things are not true. Your body is amazing and wonderful and beautiful and is deserving of pleasure. So we just have to get comfortable with that notion, that idea, and the practice of that. How? Well, this is where things get a little more difficult. I recommend that you start by doing a self-love activity. So essentially what you do is every day you stand in the mirror and you take note of what it is that you actually like about your body. Typically it's recommended to do this naked, but if you're somebody that's not comfortable with your naked body yet, start with your clothes on. Start and every day just stand in your mirror and just be like, hey, you know what? I like the way my smile looks today. Or like, hey, you know what? The curvature of my body looks so great right now. Every day, just something new. Stand in front of the mirror and take note of it. And as you get more comfortable, you're going to take off layers. So after maybe a month, you're like, hey, you know what? I think I'm ready to take my shirt off and stand in front of the mirror in just a bra. You're going to do that. You're going to take your shirt off, stand in front of that mirror and be like, I like the way my boobs look in this bra. Or you're gonna be like, hey, I like the way my pecs look. They really got a nice little sculpted, defined shape to them. Whatever it is. But as you get more comfortable, you keep removing layers until you're completely naked and you are comfortable with your naked body. So that's what I recommend as the first thing, to get comfortable with your body, and not in the sense of touching it, but just being aware of it. So start with that exercise. After you've cross that threshold of being like, I like my naked body. I understand it. I see it. I appreciate all the different aspects of it. Then you move on to the physical. When it comes to actually exploring your body physically and touching all the different areas, I also recommend for comfortability to start off somewhere that you're already naked. So that could be either the shower or the bathtub. So start off in the shower. You're getting ready, or if you're a nighttime shower, it's even better because you're gonna go to bed. Just explore and see hey, you know what? Caressing my breast actually feels amazing. Or you know what? I like to rub on my bum. That feels really nice. Do whatever it is, exploring whatever way you want, but do it in a space where you're already naked. There's no added stress or pressure of having to remove layers or having to get into a specific position. You're in the best position you could be in. You already are touching yourself because you're washing. So just explore a little more. Another tip that I have is to only use your hands. If you are just getting started with masturbation, you will probably see all over the internet, sex toys this, sex toys that. And though they are great, I recommend getting to know your body with just your own hands before you introduce sex toys. And this is for a variety of reasons. The first one being, sex toys are an investment. And if you are just starting out with masturbating, you probably don't know what types of sensations you actually enjoy or what forms of stimulation you like. So to run out and buy a sex toy doesn't guarantee that it is going to be something that you actually enjoy because you don't know what you like yet. So maybe don't do that. Also, using sex toys before you are fully aware can really jar you, and it can be very abrupt to the point that you're like, oh wait, I actually don't like this. You should never jump into something that you aren't prepared for. You wouldn't go diving in the ocean if you hadn't learned to swim. So you shouldn't dive off the deep end of masturbation and go get the most talked about flashy toy on the market if you don't know what types of stimulation you like. And lastly, sex toys are amazing. We all know I love my sex toys, but there's something about actually getting to know yourself by yourself, if that makes sense. Yeah. So take your time. I promise the toys will come eventually, but as you're just starting out and getting to know yourself and what you actually like, stick to good old faithful you. Duh. Another very important tip. Do not set a goal of being well, I'm going to start masturbating and I'm going to have so many orgasms. I have said it plenty of times, but setting the goal of having an orgasm means that you are putting pressure on yourself. You're putting pressure on your body, the mental aspects of enjoying yourselves, like you're putting pressure that is going to make it a lot harder to orgasm. So just go in with the notion of, I just want to see what feels good. I want to find out what I like, what's pleasurable. Not, I want to have my first orgasm. It can happen, and if it does, look at you. You go, Glen Coco. But if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. You're exploring here. You're just trying to figure out what you actually like. And some things that typically may be the way most people orgasm may not be the way that you orgasm. And there is no shame in that. We're all different. So don't set that goal. Just set the goal of like having a good time and experiencing your body for all the amazing things that it can do and all the different ways that it can experience pleasure. And then lastly, take your time. It may seem like, okay, well, I should already know all these things about my body, so I better just like rush this experience. No. One, learning your body, learning what you enjoy and like is a continuous lifelong process. I still discover new things. I'm like, oh, I like that. I didn't know I was gonna like that. Okay. And that's the same way it goes. It's a continuous process. So you shouldn't rush to the finish line of being like, well, now I masturbate and I know everything about myself. Now you masturbate and there is a whole new world for you to discover different ways that you enjoy pleasure and the different aspects of yourself. Take that reframe instead. But just remember to take your time. There is no deadline for like being the master of masturbation. Like, it's your life. Take as little time as you want or as much time as you need, okay? And also, if you were someone that's like, Javay, I want to masturbate, but like, I just like feel like there's nothing to get me in the mood to like do that. I'm gonna say, like, try out stimulants. And I'm not saying that you have to turn to porn. Like, if you're like, I don't want to watch porn, it's like, I'm not ready yet. That's totally cool. You don't have to turn to actual video porn. You can go to erotica, which actually, erotica is amazing. And I don't think it gets enough credit. Like, if you find a steamy, spicy book, and if you're looking, go to TikTok, like Book Talk is just all about like spicy books right now. If you find them, like, that's a way to get stimulated to the point you're like, I want to like masturbate, explore my body. I want to imagine myself as the receiver in this book that is receiving all of this pleasure. So if you're like, Drake, the headspace, we're not in it, try a stimulant. It can really help. But no pressure. Just like, key thing to do, relax. But yeah, if you're someone that's like, I've never done it, but I want to give it a go, here you go. And if you're someone that's like, Javay, I already do it, but my friend did come to me and I didn't know what to say to them, send them this video. But regardless of what brought you to this video today, make sure you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, you've liked this video, you shared it far and wide, and that you're following me on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to my website. And definitely come back next week because it's still Masturbation May, and we're going strong. You hear me? You heard. Well, I'm see y'all later. Deuces.